Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Q2 FY2024 earnings conference call of Tanla Platforms Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Ms. Ritu Mehta from Tanla Platforms Limited. Thank you, and over to you.
Good evening and welcome to Q2 earnings call. Joining with us today are Uday Reddy, Founder, Chairman and CEO, Deepak Goyal, Executive Director and Chief Business Officer, and Arvind Vishwanathan, CFO. Uday will share his perspectives on business imperatives and strategic progress made. After his opening remarks, we will be happy to engage with participants and address their questions. Before I hand it over to Uday, let me draw your attention to the fact that today's discussion may feature statements that are forward-looking in nature. All statements other than statements of historical fact could be deemed forward-looking in nature. Such statements are inherently subject to risk and uncertainties, some of which cannot be predicted or quantified. A detailed disclosure in this regard is mentioned in the results presentation that is uploaded on our website. Audio recording and the transcript will be available on the website soon. I now hand it over to Uday.
Thank you, Ritu. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the call. I would like to make 4 points before we get into Q&A. The first point is about financial overview. So Q2 has been a milestone year for us, with revenue crossing 1,000 crore for the first time. So we delivered 19% revenue growth and 30% PAT growth, and with 131 crore of free cash flow. The second update I would like to give you around ValueFirst. So ValueFirst delivered very strong performance in Q2 and contributed at an incremental revenue of around 100 crore at a consolidated level. So ValueFirst was operating at 7% EBITDA before our acquisition. So ValueFirst operated at ValueFirst before acquisition. ValueFirst operated at 20% EBITDA in the first quarter of consolidation due to improved cost of sourcing and synergy efficiencies. We expect this business to operate at around 16%. We expect to complete the ValueFirst overseas acquisition in Q3, subject to regulatory approvals in local geographies. They would add around 60 to 70 crores on a quarterly basis to our top line. The overseas business operates at EBITDA profitability of low single digit, and we don't have the same level of synergies in those geographies. It takes a bit of time to drive the higher profitability. We expect to see the full impact of acquisition in Q4 of this financial year. And the third update I would like to give you on organic growth. So we delivered 7% organic growth on revenues YoY and a flat on a sequential basis. We have tailwind of price increase for 2 months in domestic business, which contributed around 35 crores growth sequentially. However, the demand was elastic, and we saw a drop in the volumes of around 7% in domestic business. So let me give you an update on Wisely ATP, which I think we have a lot of inquiries about Wisely ATP ever since we announced results to the market. So Wisely ATP is the biggest innovation of Tanla, and Gartner has recently come out with the Magic Quadrant for the CPaaS industry, and so they have recognized Tanla as a visionary in the quadrant, and that is a reflection on our innovation. So when it comes to monetization of Wisely ATP, we are in the final leg of commercial discussions, commercial closures with leading banks in India. So if everything goes right, we should be able to go live during Q3. So as and when we go live, definitely we would like to update all of you. So in terms of the Q3 outlook, we expect this Q3 to be a growth quarter. We clearly see two levers. The first is a domestic price increase. Enterprises optimized their spends, particularly on the promotional campaigns, which I expect to reverse in Q3. We will also get the full quarter benefit of price increase, as that was effective only for 2 months in Q2. The second level is typically Q3 is a strong quarter with a potential festive spends, which will drive our business growth. So in terms of the margins, we expect to be range bound at the current levels. So with this, let's get a Q&A, and we will have a very detailed discussion on business and financials.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have a first question from the line of Amit Chandra from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, thanks for the opportunity. So my first question is on the organic revenue. You mentioned that we had price increase and we have a volume drop of around 7%. So the volume drop is a function of the price increase and the lower promotional spend, or is it also a function of the consolidation that has happened in the industry where two of the larger players like Caleria and Telesign has been acquired? So is there an impact of that also, that because those volumes have moved out?
Yes, sir. So, Amit, I don't think there is any consolidation effect because, those are really not, two businesses operating in India. What we think is largely it is driven from a price elasticity point of view, right, from a demand standpoint. Of course, there was some IPL-related spends in Q1, right, which would not have repeated in Q2. But clearly, the impact that we saw is that, customers did optimize their promotional spends in light of the price increase. So I would say there was more direct correlation between the price increase and volume drop than any other factor. So Deepak, you want to add anything here?
Okay. And sir, in terms of the price increases, how it has been taken by the enterprises. So, is it just a temporary kind of a phase where they are just realigning to the new pricing structure, and the spends, as you said, will come back. So what is the confidence level in terms of you saying that the promotional spend or the regular spend will come back in terms of volumes? And also, if you can, as you said that the margin impact in this quarter on the organic front was offset by higher margins on the value first. So, on the organic front, despite price hike, are we seeing margin compression in the organic side of the business?
So two questions, Amit. Yeah. So Deepak will address the first question, which is largely in terms of how the customers have reacted to price increase and how sustainable we believe it is. So Deepak, maybe you can start off and I will take the second question.
Yeah. So in terms of promotional spend, Amit, see, whenever there's a price increase, obviously, it has not been taken very nicely, right? So the customer takes some time to digest that. And then there are some budgetary approvals also, what they need, so that takes time. So it happens every time. I mean, there's nothing new in that. And what we feel is that, promotional spend will be back with a bang in Q3. So now the festive season has started and it'll be back. right? It is already, started to coming back, as I would say. So, yeah, so this is what it is.
Yeah. So, Amit, on your second question, right? No, the price increase is not margin dilutive from a percentage standpoint. Right? So there are multiple levers on profitability that keep moving up and down. But price increase, if anything, would be accretive, right, on a steady state to margin percentage. So that's really not how it has played out this time.
Okay. And the impact that we'll have, so you mentioned about the loss of contract, the VI, the contract loss that we have. So that impact will mostly come in quarter 3 and quarter 4. So, will it, because it is impacting the higher margin kind of a business. So can we see at the Concall level, the margins sustainable at 18-19%, or we can see some margin pressure coming in the coming quarters? And also, if you can comment on the ATP. They mentioned that it's like going on, and the POCs are still going on. But any status of tie-ups with other telcos, because we have YC ATP tie-up with one telco. So are we targeting other telcos also in terms of tie-up?
So Amit, Uday here. In terms of question on the VAR deal, okay. I think we may not see any impact in Q3. That's what my belief. That's number one. Number two is, meanwhile, we are concentrating on other businesses where it is expected to compensate the loss of opportunity with VAL. So net we don't see any margin pressure going forward. That's number one, right? Number two, in terms of Wisely ATP. Not that POC has been ever-ending. We have completed the POC for 3 months for the 4 large banks in India. The platform has demonstrated a phenomenal results. It is almost brought down the complaints by 90%, including with HDFC and other banks. So, but as I mentioned earlier. This product needs a bit of approvals from the various regulators. That's where it's going very, very slow. Now we have clarified a lot of points with the various regulators, mainly with the RBI and the PRAI and DOT. Now, and our business teams are engaged fully with the banks to close the commercials. If I'm allowed to say, we kind of closed the commercials with one of the largest banks in India. But we just about to close an agreement. So as and when we close one agreement, that agreement we should be able to go live, and then it becomes easier for us to close the other with other enterprises.
Okay, Uday, and thank you and all the best.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Balaji from IIFL. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Congrats on a strong quarter. So I have 2 questions. So first is, what is the status of the deal that you signed with the largest e-commerce player, which you announced during last quarter's results? Number 2 would be, can you just remind me on how the NLD SMS pricing stacks up with respect to other channels, especially after this price increase? Thank you.
Deepak, you want to take both the questions, please?
Yeah, sure. So, Balaji, the international customer which we mentioned last quarter, the onboarding is complete, and we already started seeing, some revenues and some traffic going into our platform, but it is not completely fully ramped up as of now, as it takes time. But we feel that in Q3 the ramp up would be completed, and we'll have the full capacity coming onto us by the time we exit Q3. So it has already started. I mean, it's already customer is onboarded and the business has already started. So in Q3. So that is one. And what was the another question?
The other one was on the after these NLD price hikes, how does the NLD price stack up with respect to other channels like say a WhatsApp or an RCS or even an email for that matter?
See, the NLD price is still cheaper than other channels like RCS and WhatsApp, right? Even after the price increase. But yeah, RCS and WhatsApp has their own features, their own advantages. So so it all depends. Now it is more like, providing a complete mix of the channels to the customer, and the customer would decide which one to pick up because WhatsApp and RCS and even Truecaller, they provide, rich media, they provide conversational facilities, and long messages. So their customer has a choice to move to those channels as well.
Okay. Just a quick clarification, follow up on the first question on the largest e-commerce player. When you said that the ramp-up would be completed during 3Q, in the last quarter you had said that your endeavor is to handle about 2/3 of their traffic on your network. So by the end of 3Q, will we be somewhere close to that?
Yes, absolutely. This is what we are striving for. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Great, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Deepak Chokhani from Trade Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you for this opportunity. Just have one question. The others have been answered. Sir, how many new platforms are we currently working on? And will there be any platform which will be commercialized apart from ATP in this fiscal year?
So Deepak, it's a good question, but it's too early to comment. As you know, in fact, we did visit our Innovation Experience Center in Hyderabad. That center is basically established to come out with a lot of new platforms. But definitely we'll inform the market as and when we're ready with a new platform.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Amit Agarwal from Levi Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible. Please go ahead.
My question is regarding our WhatsApp segment. So we have 15% market share in WhatsApp segment. Any reason that we have such a low market share in that particular segment? Plus, WhatsApp itself is coming out with a lot of business solutions. So do you take it as our competitor or our enabler?
Should I answer this?
Hello?
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, so just to, I don't know if you missed that. Karix Mobile has been awarded as the growth partner of the year in this year by Meta in the recently held event. There was a very huge Meta event happened in Bombay, and we've been awarded as growth partner of the year, and that is one. Number two, with ValueFirst coming in, our market share, combined market share is much higher now. Number three, we have been growing very, very fast. The reason why our market share is lesser is that there are historical reasons to that, and wherein there's another competitor of ours who had about a couple of years of head start against us, who are the only exclusive partner for Meta for a couple of years. So obviously we started late, but we are catching up. So we're doing really very well. We have been acquiring a lot of customers. We have been building a lot of use cases. We are building a lot of user journeys, and you would see that and our WhatsApp business is growing very fast. And not only WhatsApp, it's just to tell you, it is not about WhatsApp. It is about overall OTT as a play. Right, so WhatsApp is one of the channels in that. So we started doing very well on RCS as well. We already have an exclusive partnership with Truecaller. We are building a lot of use cases there as well. And so if you see, we have the largest OTT network today, in the country to offer to our customers. And you would see that, we would be winning a lot of business on that.
So, what is your expectation in next 2 to 3 years? What will be our market share in this particular segment?
We are already, striving to gain more and more market share, right? So it's tough to comment, but yeah, we would be, increasing our share very rapidly.
And my last question is regarding about UPI transactions. So what market share do you have in UPI transactions? How many UPI transactions come to us?
See, we are present, you are aware, right? We are present a lot of BFSI, a lot of banks, and the BFSI segment, so where these transactions are getting originated, we are present at about 70 to 80% of those customers, right? So naturally, if the UPI transactions go up, our share also goes up and our business also goes up. So this is how it works. So you are aware, right? We are present at about 7 to 8 of the top 10 banks, let's say. So and all these banks are getting UPI transactions as well.
Okay, thank you. That's my only question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 on your phone now. We'll take our next question from the line of Mohit Motwani from Nuvama. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thanks for the opportunity and congratulations for a good set of numbers. My first question is with respect to the greater than 50 crore client bucket. Previous quarter, we had 19 clients in that bucket, and there were some 2 clients of Value First. Now, from total of 21, this has come down to 17. So just wanted to understand, is this there's a customer loss or a loss in wallet share, or is this because of lower spends by the enterprises that it has moved to other bucket?
Sure. So, one point there that you should look at, right, when we are given, we also have, and I will kind of address the top 20 customer movement also in the same way. Value First itself was a large customer of Tanla. So, in a way, when you consolidate, it becomes an intercompany transact customer. So, it no longer is a customer, right? So, that is one of the reasons why you see even our top 20 contribution revenues coming down drastically. Okay. So, that is one. 2 is that, this is on a quarterly average basis. And the one point which we should note is they had certain amount of, IPL related spends, seasonal spends in Q1, right? And I'm confident, therefore, when you again see the seasonal spends come in Q3, you will see this number go up, right? From there is no customer we have really lost. Somebody moves from 13 crores in a quarter to 12.2 crores in a quarter, which is what has happened for a couple of our customers. That is really what is causing the strain. Because if you look at from a greater than crore customer, right, you've seen a very, very significant movement. If you've seen a 10 to 50 crore, you've seen a significant movement. So maybe, we can't look at only one bucket, but there is no real big loss in terms of customers. Some of them have slipped down from, kind of 13 crore run rate to 12 crore run rate, and that's really contributing to the shift.
Sure. And just for clarification, so what was the volume degrowth for the quarter? I mean, there was a ILD price increase impact which came from the last quarter. On a year-on-year basis, there would have been some benefit from ILD price increase plus the NLD price increase as well. So what was the total volume degrowth for the quarter, if any?
So we will not really calling out volumes across the segment. It will not make sense. What we've said is on a sequential basis, our domestic business volume growth declined by 7%. And that's really all we are selling with respect to volume.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much for the answers.
Thank you. We have a next question from the line of Anil Sarin from Centrum Wealth. Please go ahead.
Hi, Uday, Deepak, Arvind. Thanks for the opportunity. First of all, I want to congratulate you on coming out with such a detailed presentation. Then there is a press release, and then there is a letter to shareholders. So what that has done is it has made our job easier. So much of information. I don't think too many other companies provide this. So that's a job well done. My question is regarding during the AGM you had mentioned today that there is this you are also pursuing ATP opportunity in Saudi Arabia. So if you could provide some update on that. That is one. Second question is assuming all these things go through, what is the revenue impact? And I'm not asking for a particular revenue, but I just want to reference the TAM which is given in one of your, I think it's there in the presentation. So as I look at the TAM numbers, current TAM going forward in future, etc., the security part is pretty slim over there. So is it true that the ATP would not be a substantial contributor to revenue as we go forward? So these are the two questions I had.
Hi, sorry, Anil, Uday here. So when it comes to Saudi, yes, we have been constantly in touch with mobile carriers out there. In fact, I personally visited along with my business team a couple of times to Riyadh. So the problem with both the Saudi and mainly in India right now is in both the countries, DPT support, the data protection bill is approved. The same thing happened in Saudi also. Probably 1 month here and there, both the countries approved the data bill at the same time, and that is really pushing. That is really slowing down of Wisely ATP deployment. What it means to say is, this Wisely ATP has to be integrated tightly with mobile carriers, mobile operators, in the respective geographies, and then people are looking from the lens of data privacy and data security issues. That is really slowing down. Otherwise, the impact that it is delivering to all the enterprises, mainly to the banks, is astonishing, right? So that's number one. Number two, when it comes to the revenue potential of Wisely ATP, what I would like to make a couple of statements here. One is it's a more of SaaS product, meaning to say that once we deploy with the telcos and once we start charging to enterprises, so we want to charge per user and per month. So it's more of a SaaS product. It's more of a subscription product okay. So when it comes to TAM, what we mentioned as part of the presentation, one of our presentation is the one we're talking about is what we want to keep it with us. We don't because whenever we receive the money, we have to share with other ecosystem players, mainly with mobile carriers and other players like WhatsApp, and it could be even Google also. So we're still working on it So what the TAM that we mentioned is what we're going to keep it, potentially keep it with us. So we're not really capturing the total TAM of this product.
Okay. Thank
did
you.
I answer your question?
Yes, that's been very useful. One follow-up question is you mentioned that Vodafone impact about that firewall impact is going to be felt in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, the ATP obviously would be up and running by that time, all going well, as well as the NLD increase and the value first, all of those would be there. So net, how much of a setback would the exit of Vodafone, that firewall business, have on the fourth quarter numbers?
Anil, it's difficult to answer, but our intent is to make it nearly zero, and we have a lot of levers on our side. One, as you rightly said, the price increase in India, domestic price increase in India, that's number one. Number two is we are doing a lot of stuff on as explained by Deepak, we are doing a lot of solutions on OTT players, mainly on the Concall, WhatsApp, and RCS. So they are on 5. And so we're not too worried about what we lost, but we are worried about how to implement new solutions on the channels that we have. So we're pretty combo about the new channels that we have. In fact, we have ourselves have terminated or agreed not to extend the agreement with VAL because it needs a huge financial commitment. And so, as I explained last time, our strength lies with innovation, not to offer financial commitment to any operators in any country, including India. So, as you to answer your question, like, we are not too worried about it. Our intent is to make it nearly zero impact.
Okay. With your permission, I just had one broader question, and not to do with quarters, but can I ask now?
Yeah, please, Anil. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, Uday, if you go back in your own history, many years ago, you had operations in I don't know how many countries, at least 20 countries. So, international is nothing new for Tanla. Why is it that you are still confined to India when you have a history of operating in multiple countries in the past?
See, good question, Anil. We did operate when we were very small, when we were very young in most of the markets. Absolutely, I completely agree with you. But we have slightly changed our strategy. One is we see India as the biggest opportunity for all of us, mainly for Tanla, because we understand the local market very well. We understand the local terrain very well. And also, the way we would like to see ourselves is wherever we operate, we would like to be the market leader. We don't want to spread into 20, 30 countries, and we would like to generate around 50 crores, 100 crores in each geography, which will not be that like. So, wherever we enter, we would like to make ourselves as the market leader in that geography before we move to the other geography. So we are not in a great hurry to move to 20 countries and impress the market. No, we are not in a mood.
All right. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Wish you all the best for the coming quarters and years.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. We have our next question from the line of Tejas Shah from Laser Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi. I heard part of the why discussion. Why did we lose that customer? Another thing is are we losing a lot of customers to Route Mobile for any pricing pressure or any services issue?
Can you repeat your question again? It was not clear.
I have clarification on why Vodafone, basically why did we lose that customer, and why are we losing more customers to Route Mobile? Is it only purely on the pricing power, or are we losing something on the features?
Deepak here. Yeah, you're there, please.
No, Deepak, please go ahead. Yeah,
so you asked a specific question, so a specific answer, no, we have not lost any customer to the said company. And, as far as our technical capabilities and our features are concerned, we are far, far superior.
Okay. And
let me also add, sorry, Paige, let me add one more important point here. In addition to what Deepak has mentioned, right? I encourage you to read the Gartner quadrant the report which they released a month ago. In fact, we are planning to send to all our shareholders from next Tuesday onwards. Look at where we are in relation to our competitors globally. Okay, they have recognized Gartner has recognized Tanla as one of the most innovative partners globally, right? So that speaks volumes about our innovation. That speaks volumes about our platform's capabilities, right? So I hope I answered your question, Paige.
Yeah, but then how quicker we'll be able to grow our EBITDA or margins because our products are superior, services are superior, but then are we facing any pricing pressure from anywhere?
Deepak?
Pricing pressures are there, okay, and I would say, India is such a market that where customers are very, very sensitive about pricing. Okay, they want the best of the world, they want best of the solutions. At the same time, they will still look around and ask for the, who can give us the best price, right? So this is what it is. But if you really ask me, we have been, innovating. not just in terms of platforms. We are innovating in terms of our solutions. We are innovating in terms of our overall offerings. So what we are doing right now is we are going to the customer. We are saying, hey, how we can bring your overall spend down, and how we can give you better ROI, how we can give you how we can add value to your business, provided, if today my share is 50% or maybe 45%, would you give me your 80%, 90% share if I bring your overall cost down, right? And so this is what our pitch is, and that is helping with, as I mentioned, with our overall offerings. We have our, as I said, largest OTT network today, which helps. Now we can differentiate. Let's say it's not necessary that for every transaction or for every communication you have to send an SMS. You can send an SMS. Maybe you can send a RCS or a Truecaller or WhatsApp, where you see a better engagement, where you see better ROI. Okay, so we can provide. We are providing that kind of platform today to our customers, and we are seeing good penetration on that. And good acceptance on that. So this is how we are changing the game here.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. That's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a next question from the line of Amit Mishra, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Amit. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have two questions. So first one is, what's the progress on core partnership? Did we sign up the first client? And if not, what's the timeline?
So Amit, we have a partnership with Core for the last a little more than 1 year. But what we realized is Core, the platform is mainly meant for large and mainly meant for European and American customers rather than Asian customers, because the flows are different, the regulations are different, the complaints are different. So that's what we noticed after working closely with large banks in India. So what we decided to do is not to work with only Core. We decided to work with even other similar platforms. So the board and the senior management have taken that conscious decision last month to not necessarily to work with only Core, but also to work with other similar platforms where they can help us win more business in India. So we don't really worry about the Core on that side. I mean.
So as a follow-up, is it like shelved for now, and you will see when the better opportunities arises, like in countries like Indonesia or elsewhere?
Yes. No, still like as and when we see synergies where we think we can take Core to the large deals, Core is open. We are open. But meanwhile, we would like to work with even other similar platforms because we don't want to lose the business.
And the second question is related to the Vodafone contract, which we lost on platform business, right? And I understand, yes, that it was due to complete in November. They probably got a better deal elsewhere, like cheaper price. But what are we doing to protect our platform side of business? Because wisely being, the headline product for Tanla, we should be better, like in protecting our business or clients, because wisely provides, XYZ.
So Amit, Amit. Yeah, Amit, as I mentioned earlier, we have decided not to extend the agreement with VIL. That's number one. Number two, what you need to understand is, in fact, once you deploy the platform with any enterprise, mainly with telcos or any other service providers, this is the first time that we lost. We kind of decided not to extend our agreement. These are reasons best known to all of us. The situation that we are right now is in. So we don't want to take any financial risk That's how we have decided to not to extend with the particular telco, right? So we are not pulled out just because the product is not functioning. In fact, product is performing so well, but they need some financial commitment. Situation that they're in now, right now. But we have decided to not to get into that relationship anymore.
So as a follow-up, is this because Vodafone finances are not in good shape and they're probably negotiating on all of their deals with all the vendors?
No, Amit,
and we didn't decide to proceed because...
Amit,
yeah.
Amit, sorry, it is not fair on our part to comment on behalf of my our partners. We have a very, very strong relationship with Vodafone the last probably 1.5 decade. We're still the largest partner for VA. So I don't want to really discuss certain things which are not authorized to discuss. So I would like to leave it there.
I agree, fair enough. Just one last question, if I can squeeze in, please.
Please.
Yeah, so we had this co-sell arrangement for Wisely with Microsoft. Is there any progress on that? Are we utilizing or having some traction there? That partnership seems to be, we haven't received any update.
Yes, I agree with you, Amit. Yes, of course, that's a long-term agreement with Microsoft. But the technology has moved on in the last, at least mainly in the last 1.5 years. A lot of technology changes in the cloud space and the mainly of the stack and ANML. So we are closely watching this area, and because it's mainly because of the DPDPT bill was tabled and approved in the Parliament a couple of months ago. So now the regulations have changed. The technology has moved on. The enterprise the demand is gone to the next level. So we are closely looking at the situation like. So that's the reason we're not able to give an update.
Right. So, and this is all. Thank you and congrats,